Hey, this is Karen from Karen Malone Designs. Welcome. And I want to get started today talking about just a little bit about gratitude because I don't know about you, but I notice for myself that when I am writing a thank you card or sending a thank you text, I always feel really good about it. Um, I just like to show my appreciation for when people do nice things for me. So I thought that I would show you a nice way to make a thank you card so that you'll always have something quick and easy to send out to show you gratitude, and we're going to customize it just a little bit to make it reflect some of our own personality. So the first thing I'm going to do is when you go on Canva, you want to click on the Create button and you'll get this screen. My suggestion is that you change this into inches first instead of pixels or millimeters or centimeters. And then I'm going to make a 4 inch by 6 inch card today. So I'm going to click Create New Design. And now we have our palette. So sometimes we might be wondering, how can we show a little bit of our personality in our cards? And what I have created is a beautiful color palette guide that I can share with you. The link will be in the bottom, that has a bunch of different color palettes based on the seasons. So I'm going to go down to projects because this is where I have it. And I'm going to be searching 20 Canva color palettes because that's what it's called. And here it is. So I clicked on it, and here are the 20 different kinds of color palettes. I have spring, summer, fall, and winter. And this is going to make choosing colors super easy. So I'm going to just increase this a little bit, and you can see that I have some images with color palettes. And I think today I would like to make a card with this color palette. It's really pretty. It's fall-like. To me, it's got some of the lighter colors, so it's a little more calming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button, and it's automatically going to add this right into my document. So this is going to make picking colors super easy. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a page, and I'm going to change this to white. So now what I'm going to do is I have a cute little phrase that I'm going to add to the card. So I'm going to put a text box, and then I'm going to say, thank, thank you. And then I'm going to add another text box, and you're going to see why in a couple of minutes. But um, for always being, I'm going to add another text box just by clicking my T, and it automatically adds a text box. And then I'm going to change it to a friend. And the reason I'm putting this into three boxes is because in order to personalize this, I want to change my color and change my font. So the first thing I want to do is, for thank you, I want to pick a font that's a little bit more of a script. font. So I'm going to go to handwriting right here, and it's going to give me all different choices for script fonts. One of my favorites is apricot, so we're going to stick with that. And it's automatically going to change the text to thank you. Yeah, I could change all of the texts here, but I think what I want to do is I want to just have the thank you and a friend being in the apricots. And then I'm going to change this font here, the middle, to a sans serif font. So when I go over here, sans serif is a font that doesn't have these little loopies here. That's a professional term, by the way, loopies. So I can scroll over and find a sans serif, and I'm going to find something that is about the same thickness as my script font here. So I'm going to scroll through here, and let's see. I do like this one, B Vietnam. So I'm going to highlight B Vietnam, go back over here. Oh, and I clicked on the wrong one. So here we go. B Vietnam. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because I want my quote to be like the star of the show. So now I want to change my font colors. So you can remember up here, we added this Rustic Harmony Nature palette. And now all I need to do to change the color is because I added this palette to the document, all of the colors are right here. So I'm going to choose, let's see, what color do I want to choose? I think I want to choose this nice yellow. And I'm going to change a friend to be the same yellow. And then I want to change this middle part to be a different color. So then I'm going to space them the way that I like them. I'm going to group them. I'm going to make it the size that I want. And I don't like making my text any bigger than the margins here. So that's how big I'm going to make it. And then I'm going to position it. And I'm going to do center and then middle. So now I know that this saying is perfectly centered on my card. Ungroup that a little bit. And now what I want to do is I want to add just a couple of little decorations here, a little bit of clip art. So I'm going to go to elements, and then I'm going to write fall flowers. Right. And even as I'm doing this, I just got home from work, and I love doing this so much that I can just feel myself relaxing a little bit. And I know I'm going to have a busy rest of the night, so I'm taking this few minutes of self-care to create something that's useful and pretty and makes me feel better. So I'm going to go with graphics. And um, if you're on the paid version, you can use any of these. But if you're not on the paid version, free is perfectly fine. You're going to go to these little dots here and you're going to click free. And it's going to give you a whole bunch of different clip art that you can use that isn't going to cost you anything. So I'm going to scroll through here a little bit. I don't want to spend a whole heck of a lot of time, but I do want to pick something that's close to these colors. So let's see how that looks. I don't like that. I saw something up here that I really liked, so I'm going to go back to that. So I'm going to choose this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit. And oops, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to put it right down under here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to turn it 180 degrees. And then I'm going to add this right over the top, just like I have it here. So as I'm looking at this now, I don't like how far away these are. So I'm going to put them a little bit closer. And I can move up my clip art a little bit. And the last thing I want to do, I think, is I want to change the color of my background. I'm just going to play here and see if there's something that I like. And so I clicked on the white background and I'm going to try it with this blue and see how it looks, see if it pops off a little bit. And I do like the blue, but I don't like how all of this is, you can't really see this very well. So I'm going to go over to my elements. I'm going to add a square shape. Here we go. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger than what we have here for our clip art and our fonts. Now I don't want to keep it that color. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to change this color and I'm going to change it to, I think I like this really creamy color here. So I'm going to change that to this color. And then I'm going to, I need to move my face here, click on position, and I'm going to send it backward until I can see all of my font, all of my sayings, as well as my flowers, but I still have the background here. And this is our basic card. So I am going to now delete this because I don't want it to be part of my card here. I don't want it to be part of my download. I'm gonna change the title, Fall Thank You Card. And then I'm gonna download it as a PNG for the next step. All right. And if you're following along with me, I hope you are, I hope that you can feel yourself relaxing and getting into the creativity and enjoying this because it is important for us to take care of ourselves, especially since we're heading into the holidays. And before you know it, we're all going to be running around crazy. So it's important to set some good habits now. So I downloaded, yes, I did download it. It's in my downloads right here. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add a page and I'm going to add a custom size. I'm going to change this back to inches again. And then I want it to be 8.5 by 11. I'm going to change this to white. And then what I'm going to do is in my projects, I have a template that I can use to make this card super simple. So I'm going to do 4 I'm going to search for it in my projects, 4x6 card template. Okay. And so I'm going to click on this one. And because we have a portrait or vertical card here, I'm going to choose this one. And it automatically goes right on to this page. So now all I have to do, I'm going to drag this over here and hover it over the frame. And now my card is perfectly centered on here. So now all I have to do is download it as a PDF or a JPEG. Either one's fine. I'm going to do PDF print. I only want the second page. I'm going to download that. I want this for professional printing, even though I'm not going to send it out to a professional printer, although you could if you wanted to. And I'm just going to download it. And here's our card. So it already has all of the cut lines and the fold lines on here already. So all you have to do is print it on your favorite printer with some cardstock. And when it's all done, you can cut it out and then it'll be ready for you to mail. So after you print it, and I want you to think about something that you can add inside to make this even more personal. So maybe your friend brought you something for dinner when you were under the weather. So then you can create a nice personal message inside your card. So that is the tutorial for today, but I want you to also think about how you can squeeze this in to your routines, maybe once a week. So you're doing two things. You're making sure you're giving yourself time and to create and to take care of yourself. And if you do something, if you create a card once a week, before you know it, you're going to have a whole stash of cards that you can go to, and anytime you need it, you can just print it out, and it's going to be so much easier for you. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share the 20 Canva color palettes again. Oops, no, I'm not going to write again. Okay, and here it is. And I want you to see that this freebie that I've created for you has all different kinds of palettes for different seasons and for different feels. So if you would like to have this, I'd be more than happy to send it to you. There's a link in the description for me to, for all you have to do is fill it out and I'll send it right off to you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. And I hope you have fun and give yourself a little bit of time to make this yourself. Have a good day.